This Jelly Roll song, Son of a Sinner, was recommended several times in the comments, so I am excited to give it a listen and a watch. And James will be joining me, so I'm excited to hear some of his thoughts that come up for him as well. As always, I am a mental health therapist, and I also am a human. And so these reactions are just coming from a place of being a mental health expert, but first and foremost of being me, Keilani. And sometimes there are personal reflections that come up for me, but overall, I just think that I'm trying to pull from some themes that I think that all humans might struggle with, that the song is capturing. And I'm really curious about whether or not you resonated with it the same way that James and I did. So give it a listen, give it a watch, and like, comment, subscribe. And if you want more content from Delightfully Dysfunctional, please check out the other music videos that we have reacted to, and also our podcast.
I never get lonely. I got these goals to keep me company. I took the rear view off of this so forward, so I only see in front of me. Now the past is out of sight and out of mind. Swore I'd change, now I'm back chasing these white lines. I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new ways I can get gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one drink away from the devil. I'm only one call away from home. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm just a little right and wrong.
I really love, because really he's singing about being delightfully dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit right and wrong, and I'm like, honestly, I'm hearing him singing about like feeling stuck in some generational trauma and in his own trauma, and like, what do I do but numb that through this habit that I've had of, in this case, they're, showcasing alcohol and cigarettes. And I think that this is an all too familiar cycle that people feel stuck in and feel it's a misunderstanding, really.
I love that. Like, he says he's only one drink away from, I don't know what he says, but it's like, I like the acknowledgement of like respect of self-destruction. Like you're only one, like it's true that you're only like one choice or a series of choices away from like ruining your life. But then like your work is about becoming, like, having tools and like developing resilience to like really prevent self-sabotage.
And also to be comfortable with these uncomfortable moments.
Yeah.
People turn to addiction when the pain of their suffering is too uncomfortable to be still with.
Right. And
when you can experience those emotions in a safe environment with someone who genuinely cares about you, you can process them differently and let them know, and like let it go instead of it being this baggage that you carry. But it does have to be the right person. I think that that's a huge piece. Like it has to be the right empathetic person to be able to help. And then there are a ton of tools after that, because so much of this is just feeling shame for having learned a lesson at all. Like, that's the thing that feels silly to me. Us as humans, we're here to learn and stumble. Like, it'd be a really boring life if on my tombstone it said, did everything perfectly, life was great.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the story that I want. And I think, in those moments of despair, you still have the control to change your story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep listening. Son of a Sinner.
These back roads got me. These pills pretend to be my friend. I'm done for the last time. I'm lying to myself again. I always say that. Now I'm on my way back here somehow. I should know by now. I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for
having a lot of nostalgia about this bar too, because it has all of the elements of a small town bar, and I feel so at home watching it.
Right.
It sounds so silly.
Well, the guy talking with the smoke coming out, I was like, ooh, cigarette sounds good.
Don't be starting any addictions, but like, I don't know. It's really feels nostalgic to me. I grew up, my tiny little hometown of Red Lake Falls, Minnesota was like population 1,500. So like keeping the Christmas lights up, having the regulars, like there's so many things that I'm like, check. Yeah. And like the changing of the person in the seat, again, to me, this is a common feeling. This isn't one person's story. This is many people's story of getting stuck at this point. And even the next line after we had started playing before was about like these pills not being able to numb it the same way.
It's almost like the feeling of the song, I feel it, and this is really common with like just the human experience. It's almost like a purgatory of like, I don't want to get too bad. I don't want to get too good. I just kind of want to exist. So like you almost become addicted to that numbness, because a lot of people just they're too afraid of failure, so that they just sort of exist until they die, And
I'm not sure, but this cycle that they're showing here too, in the story that he's telling, it also feels to me as someone who, like, even when they say I'm like a lot of like taking the highway or something like that is the line, something about driving, but it's almost like I'm not going to reflect on the past. They've had this message. And if you don't do that, you're going to continue repeating the same cycle. So it's also this sense of someone who's like, they're unaware of some things going on, and they're choosing to numb, or that's the coping skill that they've found. And they don't really, I don't know that they've really tried other things. Yeah. This is kind of the person I feel like they're describing. And it reminds me of a dear family member who was a semi-truck driver, and I think a sense of like not having community and always driving away from your problems, and he happened to smoke and drink, and so there's some things for me personally that I'm like, oh, it's reminding me of that person who, sometimes I've wondered if they're still stuck.
Mistakes I made, I paid for them in cash. Walked a million miles on broken glass. I'm feeling like I'm fading. My heart's been slowly breaking. Might pop a pill and smoke and maybe drink. Talk to God and tell him what I think. At first he's gonna hate me, but eventually he'll say, I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new ways I can get gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one drink away from the devil. I'm only one call away from home. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm just a little right and wrong.
That was a good one from Jelly Roll.
Yeah, that was a blind react. I've heard it like on the radio a couple times, but yeah. Okay, first of all, I just had a take from my videography eye, and those cuts between people, like the fading, it's like that would be so hard if it was an actual cameraman. I wonder if they had like an electronic jig or something that was just going back and forth.
I'm sure their budget's a little bit bigger than ours.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a really cool edit. But then also, like, what a gift to actually experience Jelly Roll, like how he wrote lyrics from a place of struggling and existing and, and addiction and stuff, for him to be thriving today and getting to share his experience. 'Cause we know that his story, subjectively has a happy ending. And yeah, so then he gets to kind of like just give us that gift. And that's really cool.
It's funny because right before we started recording this, we had just recorded NF Hope.
Yeah.
which to me was like this battle within yourself of just like believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And this one to me is still this inner battle, but it's about like worth, like believing that you have worth to break out of those habits. Like it's a different struggle.
Yeah.
But it still is this sense of like motivation of like I feel stagnant or I have this like this back and forth.
Yeah, this is like this type of existence is like a slow erosion. It's just kind of like, I'm not going to really like maintain the house. It's just going to kind of like collect dust and fall apart.
How do I keep like numbing when
but it's like, but you don't realize that the house is worth millions of dollars. So like, and people.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
So people treat themselves, because like one thing I've discovered in my own experience lately is I don't want to surround myself with people who treat me less than I'm worth, because I've started to realize my worth. But most people don't realize their worth, and they're the ones treating themselves as less than their worth by polluting themselves and like just giving themselves over to that slow erosion. But then it's like, man, you're meant for so much more than that, and you got to believe that.
Yeah, I love what you were saying though. Like you're not treating this like gorgeous mansion house or beautiful home with like the respect in not being a caretaker.
Yeah.
To this body that you get to experience life through.
Yeah.
And this experience of just getting to be alive. I've actually been really trying to be watchful lately of my first thoughts in the morning. Like this morning, actually, my first thoughts were, oh, I wish I could sleep a little bit longer. I woke up like before my alarm, and then it's like, oh, like, okay, what's going on in my day? And just kind of feeling like I wanted an extra day off. Not that I don't love today. It's just, the getting up, the groggies. And then I remembered something I had read on the podcast to you before about like saying thank you right away in the morning. And I'm like, whoa, what a switch. And I took a moment and I actually did that. I was like, thank you. Thank you for this day, a new day where I get to breathe, where I get to see and work on things that I'm excited about, see my family. And I think that practice can do a lot for someone.
Gratitudes. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been doing gratitudes every morning for months.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's kind of been the switch. But then lately I've also been I've been telling myself like affirmations, like I am worthy of abundance and things like that, Yeah. And I think that this type of despair that Jelly Roll is showing is someone who doesn't really know that language. Yeah. Yet.
Until they've listened and watched Delightfully Dysfunctional. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell us your feedback when it comes to other music videos that you think that we should react to. And as always, stay delightful, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.